What is going on, my peeps? Your man Versatile is back with another video, back here to finally discuss One UI 3.0 or One UI 3 for Samsung Galaxy devices, specifically in this case, the Galaxy S20. Yes, they surprisingly sent this out, and this is the T-Mobile variant as well. I was actually surprised to get this update as fast as we did. So we're going to dive into pretty much the new features or the improved features or changes that have taken place with the new One UI 3 update. But before we get into the video, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss my videos. Then we can sit back, chillax, and see what's cracking. Now, let's get into the video. And the first thing I want to actually disclaim with this update is it will break good lock for the most part. Most of the modules will basically go haywire. In other words, it won't work. Multi-star will verbatim say it's unplugged, and then let's see, one actually kind of works. So if I show you guys that real quick, if we go into here, it is it tab? No, that's what the message you'll get on most of them. It'll say congratulations for your new operating system. This version is not yet compatible. So a lot of them will say that. Home up doesn't work either. That actually just freaks out and go straight to the app and the thing. But if you go to Quickstart works, and Quickstart you're actually able to change your grid size in your quick settings. So if I want to show you guys that real quick, you can actually have more in the grid now with that feature in good lock. So that's a disclaimer there. And then one of the other things I just kind of wanted to show you guys hadn't already seen as we were using it is just how fluid this now is even more. Now granted, I have 120 hertz on, but it's super smooth, super easy to use, no problems. I rendered this video in 60 frames per second. I shot it in 120 frames, so that way you guys will actually get to see as much of the fluidity as possible that this update addressed and improved with the Galaxy S20. So now let's get into some of the features. And one of the features that we'll be checking out is actually some of the lock screen changes. So if we power off, when I power, we just power down the screen. We open up to get in here. If you click on the clock has now been improved, and you see that the widgets on the lock screen have been improved as well, and the things that you can actually display on this page here, such as the music that's currently being played, the weather, your next alarm, Bixby Routines. And if you want to display more, you just simply hit settings down here, log in, and then as you guys can see, you got music, as I said before, but the ones you get to add is today's schedule, Bixby Routines, and digital well-being. So that is what we actually get to add on to here on your lock screen, and then you can also show this stuff on your always on display. So that's pretty nice to know and pretty nice to see there. And in terms of the password, the actual password function has just improved the interface for you to add the password. So that's that. Bixby Routines has also been updated. So if we go into Bixby Routines, it's less colorful. And right now I have my dark mode based off of like sunrise, sunset. So right now it's in light mode, but it is less colorful nonetheless, but it's also more reachable. So everything's down here at the bottom now, such as discover, add routine, my routines. And then of course you get your generic routines that they suggest to you that you can use if you wanted to. Or of course, if you hit add routine right here, you can add your own routine. And then these are my currently running routines there. And if you want your Bixby Routines to be showing on your lock screen in that lock screen widget page, you go to settings in Bixby Routines and show routines on lock screen. So that's how you can pretty much activate that there with no issues. Now, one of the biggest changes to One UI is the gallery. So if we go into the gallery, again, everything's about accessibility with One UI. Everything's down at the bottom now, so you can actually access everything without having to worry about going to the top. You can copy stuff to the clipboard, you can search for your pictures, and the settings button up here just gives you the edit, select all, create slideshow. Your true edit settings is down here at the bottom with the more button, and then you get options here. They've taken a few out to really make it more concrete, more focused and center line. So if you go into settings, of course, nothing really changed in here. Autoplay motion photos, trash, all that fun stuff. I like the fact that you can convert your HEIF images and HDR10 plus videos when you share them. But let's say you wanted to check out a photo. Well, in photo, now you have your smart view button and your Bixby Vision button to like search based off the information that the picture is going to give Bixby Vision. Down here, again, accessibility. Everything's down here at the bottom now. You no longer have to reach towards the top. So that includes the settings button. And if you click on set as wallpaper, you get various options now. Home and lock screen, always on display, and your call background. Yes, you can change your call background to a video or an image of your choice. And it's also available within the phone app. I'll show you guys that later. But as I said, then you could copy the actual picture to the clipboard. So let's say you want to copy it, then you go over to messages and you want to send it to some random number. And you hit, see, if you see it right there, I'm using the Samsung keyboard, it says paste. If I paste it, it'll paste the picture. So that's nice to have now. And then if you want to edit the picture, if you click edit, now within your color control, basically, you can control brightness, exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, saturation, tint, and white balance. Highlights and shadows was not in here before, but now it is, and it's nice to see those options available to actually edit pictures off of. Now here's something you need to keep note of when you do edit a picture and save it. If you save the picture after editing it, it will overwrite the original photo, which means the original photo will be gone. Now you might be able to revert the photo also. We'll actually try that out right now. You can do spot color as well, so if you wanted to only show specific colors, you can do that. Let's say I wanted to change the shadows. I wanted to kill them, make the picture look even more dramatic. If I hit save copy, it will save it as a second picture. If I hit save, saving replaces the original image. To keep the edited version and original, go to more options, hit save copy. So it already warns you that you'll be erasing the previous picture. If I hit yes on that, now it's saved. Now if I come back in here, you can revert. So you can revert the picture back to the original image. You can revert to original and everything's back to normal. And then once you hit save, it'll save it back to its original form. So they've really taken their time to really improve the gallery to be able to use it to the best of our abilities, and not really need too many other external apps. Now, of course, if we're photographers or videographers, most likely you're going to use third-party apps to do more focused editing, so that won't be a problem there. But gallery nonetheless has had a major update, and that is very, very good to see. Now, for the sake of this video, I actually couldn't find them, so maybe YouTube, it was just a testing feature from YouTube. But with One UI 3, shout out to Jimmy, his promo for this find. Within YouTube, there are short videos now. So they're not necessarily stories, but they're short videos. And I couldn't find them this time around, so maybe it comes and goes, but be on the lookout for that within YouTube in the home/explore buttons or tabs on YouTube. Short videos will be available to watch. And as I said, in the phone app, if you go into options, you can now, straight from the settings, make video calls using, and I have Duo selected because that's what I've downloaded to use Duo. But if you go into settings otherwise, if you didn't want to do it within the gallery, you can do it within the phone app, change call background. So now you can change it to a layout, or you can change the layout as well. So you can have it look like that, or you can have it look like that. Now I prefer this one, kind of takes a little more space on the call page, like that. I like that. Now if I select this one, that's what it looks like now. I like, I like more space being taken up. Now background wise, you can keep the default video, or as I showed here, I had an image that I could select from, or if you hit the add, you can come into your own pictures and change it to a picture or video of your liking. And then you can also delete the current one that you have. Now, I would hope that within their wallpaper/themes store that you could actually add stuff for this, because that is something that I would actually like to do. But nonetheless, that's really the only update that I've seen within the phone app with One UI 3.0. Now, let's go to quick settings. Look at just that beautiful swipe. You'll notice immediately that the brightness control scroller is more accessible. It's lower. It's below the devices and media buttons, and it's lower overall. And then when you swipe down, it's even lower right at your fingertips. Samsung is really focusing on accessibility with these updates and make everything as accessible to one-hand use as possible, thus One UI. As you see, you get the big clock widget right there. Now, as I showed you guys in Good Lock, you can actually increase your grid size here for your quick setting tabs, you know, if you will. And of course, if you press and hold, it'll take you to whichever function that you are trying to do. And one of the newest features that they've added is enhanced processing, which basically unlocks a little bit more of the processor. It doesn't hold it back. It really crunches the numbers that much faster for you if you have that activated. It says it does drain a little bit more battery life. What I've noticed, even though I don't use this phone as often, standby time is pretty good. I can get about 2.5, 3 days of standby time with this feature on, and doing occasional, you know, browsing from here and there if I'm not on my Z Flip. And then of course up here you have the power button window, because if you press and hold the power button, I have Bixby in use on here, and now Bixby wants to pop up. But you still get you got your power menu, and then if you want to click the 3 buttons, that's where you can edit your buttons, your quick panel layout, right? You can show brightness control, show media and device, so the above notifications. And then if you want to, again, you could go straight into the status bar and change some of that stuff. And one of the things you can actually change is your notifications. So now Samsung has implemented bubbles. So when you get text messages, bubbles will pop up, as you guys can see with that animation right there. So if I try to text me from my other phone, let's see if I can do it here. Let me scoot that up for you guys. Let's see if I can take my Z Flip and actually text this phone and see if it works. Yo. So if I text me, I should get the text message on here. It may pop up in the top notifications first. We'll see. So boom, as you guys can see, there's my text message. Now if I swipe down, see how Conversations has its own notification slot in the notification panel, and my alert notifications is in another slot. Shout out to Will H Tech Review. Now if I hit this button, now it turns into a bubble. So it really has that essence of Facebook Messenger, just probably a little more refined, because it's Samsung. I could text back, hey. I could text back, hit off to the side, bubbles right there, pops back up, goes back away. As you guys can see, it's very fluid. Now let's say I want to do smart pop-up instead. Now it's gone. Included apps, yes, messages. So let's say I want to do that first, right? I have that as an included app. Now when I text me from my Z Flip, what? Now, boom. So now when I click on it, now it opens up in like a small app form. And then you get the options, as you guys saw there at the top. If I click that little blue slider, you can split screen it. You can change the opacity. You can minimize it, and you can expand it into its full app form, or you can straight up exit. So if I want to do that, now it pops back up in the corner like that. Click on it. Now I like either one of these, and you can move it. I like either one of these. This is slightly smaller, and this is what I mean by the smart pop-up view getting slightly updated as well, in that it's even more refined and tuned. I didn't like smart pop-up view before, and that's why I never used it, and I never used the edge panel because I didn't use smart pop-up like that. And I like the bubbles. I like the bubbles. But on here, smart pop-up is very nice. And if I want to expand it into its app, boom, just like that. Exit out, and I'm done. I'm good to go. So I'm gonna go back to bubbles for the sake. But once I back out, again, as I said, you can actually do more control of what's going on in your notifications and your status bar right here. And as you guys see, I got my battery percentage on right there. One of the other things that I really appreciate that they've done as well is when you want to set a wallpaper So upon doing recent apps, and as you guys can see with recent apps, another update or improvement is that it's even more blurry in the background. So now when you swipe in, no problems there. And as you guys see, it's just super uber fluid. So if we go back to the gallery and we take the same picture and we want to make this as our home screen wallpaper. Now this is your typical preview, right? But now you can actually preview what the wallpaper looks like in its actual, taking up the screen form by hitting that button right there, and expands it. So now you get a clear look as to what the wallpaper actually looks like on your phone before actually setting it to go. And you click it to expand back out. The last few things to take note of is one hand mode has been updated. So if we go into settings and go into advanced features, and then you go into one-handed mode. Now you can do it by gesture or by button. Now, of course, I can't do button because I'm using the navigation gestures, but as you guys can see, you can easily swipe down. It's a little hard to kind of time on there you go. So by swiping from the corner, you can now, for the app or whatever, whatever's going on, you can actually do one-handed mode just like that. So that's a nice improvement from Samsung for one-hand mode. You can also double tap on the home screen to put the phone to sleep, or to turn off the screen essentially. So if I wanted to remove an app like this one, since I know I'm going to, if I double tap, as you guys can see, screen off, screen off, screen off. And for the camera, in terms of the camera updates, it's just been, improved in terms of the image quality of your photos and your videos, and you can now auto lock exposure. So those are really the only changes that I found within the camera app after the One UI 3 update. So those are the updates through One UI 3 that Samsung has really put their foot in terms of, I don't want to say completely overhauling, but really hammering down on specific apps and just the overall fluidity and tuning of the phone. And that's what I really appreciate about One UI 3. It was more of like a big incremental update as opposed to something that was just largely different. As you guys can see, it does look different overall. It does have a different feel to it to some degree, and even when you go into settings, there is a slightly different feel and look to it. There's not something so dramatic or dramatic enough to call it some crazy update. It's a very big incremental update, but a very necessary update to their devices. So shout out to Samsung for getting this out to us ASAP. I need my home up and the rest of my Good Lock modules to start working, so that way I can clean up all these icon labels and get back to a nice fluid look that I like on my Galaxy S20. Have you received your Good Lock your One UI 3 update yet on your Samsung device? I'm still waiting on my Z Flip. I'm still waiting on my Tab S6. I might be able to get the Tab S7 Plus here in the very near future. Those are just some of the things that I'm looking forward to, and hopefully you guys have received the update to some degree. Just be mindful of the Good Lock situation. So if you don't want to update yet, okay. If you do, and you can, Good Lock is not as big of a deal, again, go ahead there as well. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of One UI 3. Are you looking forward to it? Do you like it? Do you like some of the changes? Are there some changes that you would like to see in the future? But that's it for this video. Hope you guys appreciate and enjoyed it. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you guys ignite that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, so that way you never miss my videos. Then we can sit back, chillax, and see what's cracking. But your man Versatile signing out, and until the next video. Ooh, that speaking case. Wait for it.